Yeah. So option number one is about you should write T, and option number two you should write F. Now this is a dichotomy based on the preference of thinking versus feeling. The way we make decisions in whatever situation. All right,
All right.
and yeah, so I will explain you more rather than this particular screens. Okay. So the thinking is a preference where people do not think about the feelings of others before they decide. In this case, particular situation, if you are not thinking about the partner and telling her that look, you don't look good, you got to change, and if you have to come for a party, then you have to change and come in the way I want you to do it. So you are deciding on the behalf of partner without taking the feelings of the partner into consideration and giving decisions. And this happens in our life all the times for the people who have preference for what is called as thinking. Okay. Whereas a feeling is the exact opposite. The people with preference on feeling, they cannot decide. They will always keep on trying to, trying to see that the people don't get hurt, their feelings are not hurt. So that those are those kinds of individuals where they will always take into account the feelings of your partner, your subordinates, your friends, your colleagues, and it may so happen in the process the decision may be wrong. You may not be happy, or you'll make people unhappy. In any case, in both the cases, somebody or the other is actually going to be happy or unhappy depending on how you manage the whole situation. And this is a very, very common thing. If you look at the organization, there are bosses or there are husbands in the house who will not think about their wives, who will not think about their children before they decide. They say, this is the way I'm going to go, and you follow me. I am not going to consult you. And there are people who will not decide, who will always keep on taking the opinions of families, friends, and relatives, and subordinates, and so on and so forth, before they actually act or take any decisions which actually matter to the entire family or group or team or whatever. So that is the preference there. Let me tell you, nothing is right, nothing is wrong. In fact, if you are high, if your preference with T, you can take possibly decisions very fast. But if you do not look at the feelings of the people, maybe you may not be able to implement those decisions properly. Whereas in organizational or family situations, if you are going to take people along with you, or people going to take their emotions, their feelings, and convince the people that what you are doing is the right thing for them, then your decisions are going to be more accepted by the people around you, and they will be able to implement and be with you. Now, if wherever there is a problem like this, you will see that your emotions are changing, or you are creating perceptions here that you are a bad father, you are a bad husband, you are a bad boss, or whatever, if you have preference for tea and you keep on taking decisions like that. Okay, and you may be perceived as a bad boss if you do it otherwise, if you start consulting people, and so on. So there's nothing right or wrong on these preferences. It's just a matter of how you manage this one. How you should know that these are the preferences, these are your preferences which are inborn, which cannot be changed, and therefore you should look at different situation and allow those negative emotions to move out of the way when you know that such emotions are going to disturb you, disturb your family. Okay, so now we'll go to the dichotomy number 4, and I'm going to share again my screen with you. Yeah. So here is the dichotomy number 4. You have to go on a vacation in some particular place. You can say whatever the place is. You can name a place in your mind. It could be Goa, it could be Germany, it could be wherever you want to go. I mean, that's left to you. The question is, what are you going to do on a particular day when you reach the destination? There are three options. Totally plan every movement at the city or site or whatever, which means you are well timed in terms of when you are going to wake up, when are you going to have breakfast, when will you call the cab, when will you visit what site you got to go. So your day is totally planned from, let's say, 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock before you go to sleep. There's an absolute plan here. Second option is you have some broad plan with you. Okay, I'll go and then possibly I may do this, I may do that, whatever. But probably on the mood which you have. And third option is you go to the destination and not plan at all. And when you go there, based on what kind of a mood or feelings you get, you will plan to wake up, you will plan to sleep. You really have no plan absolutely with you. So in this situation, what is that you are going to do? Pick your option now and we will continue. All right, so if your option is number 1, then you should write J on your paper. And if your option is 2 or 3, you should write P. Now this is a dichotomy of two preferences which is called as judging or J versus perceiving as P. It has no relationship with judgmental or being pursued or whatever. So I'll explain you what it means. So this is what the judging is. People with preference for judging, they have a very systematic and planned approach to their life. So they will work on a project, they will be totally planned to the deadline. They will make complete plan and they probably tend to relax when the end comes, when they need to really go on deadline. Whereas people with preferences on perceiving, they have a very spontaneous approach. They don't tend to plan. They may have a plan. They may make plan because somebody has told them to make plan, but they really have no plan. Their entire energy is focused only when the deadline is there and they are kind of 11th hour people. They do everything at the 11th hour. Now you got to decide what is your preference, whether it's a J or P, and then you need to think whether what I'm doing, is it creating a stress or anger or feeling or negative emotions in me. Because if you tell a person who is on preference P continuously to keep on make a plan, make a schedule, do this, do that, they will not be able to, they will probably get more irritated, more angry, or more, the negative emotions will be there. So now this is very important from the perspective of organization, because organizations, companies, government, social, private, whatever you do, they want people to be completely planned. They want to have a plan in place. However, there are many people who do not fit into that. So therefore, you must know first of all that you are not a person whose natural preference is to planning. But if you have to do a plan, you should not feel angry or irritated or whatever, because anyway, your output is not going to be different than the guy who is planned approach. So if you look at it, two people having this two different preferences, productivity, efficiency will be the same. The only thing that will change is one person will be more planned, other person will not plan, but the productivity will not undergo change. So these are the four dichotomies in understanding certain aspects of human behavior which we have discussed so far. Now, if you look at the MBTI preference, we just kind of looked at extroversion and introversion. So this is one preference. Sensing or intuition is another. Thinking or feeling is third. And judging and perceiving is the fourth preference. Now the MBTI talks about the 16 broad personality types, and they come in this combination. Now whatever you have possibly written on a piece of paper, all right, they will be your personality type. Now this requires a lot of further assessment and exploration. But what we should know by now is what kind of preferences we have got, which are actually inborn and innate in nature. And therefore, if you know that, a lot of negative emotions possibly you can control, and which is what is required primarily for creating your perception to others as well as creating your perception to yourself, and keep on improving upon whatever you are doing. A lot of people think that I'm an introvert, so I'm not successful. There is nothing like that. Many introvert people, many people who with a preference on introversion actually are great salesmen. And research in the recent times have proved that people with the introversion preference, they become even better salespeople than the people who have preference for the extraversion, where people like to meet more people. But the introverts are actually supposed to be a better salespeople because they are more intense with themselves. Now you must be wondering that am I only about 16 type, because the human beings cannot be classified only in 16 particular type personalities. But if you look at the the latest research on MBTI, it is not just about 16, but they have classified into particular. So if you go through the real test, you will have on a particular dichotomy, extraversion and introversion. You have three different classification by out of preference, mid-zone and in preference, and then there are on your left hand side, the y-axis, the initiating, expressive, gregarious, active and enthusiastic. But this requires a step 2 or an advanced level of exploration on the MBTI instruments. So if you do this, if you look at the combination of all these factors on a particular dichotomy, and if you take 4 dichotomies, then you will find that you are possibly 1 in million piece. So your personality type is not just one type out of the 16, but it is in 1 in million kind of a personality type. So, all right. So this was a small discussion which I wanted to have on particular personality types, so as to enable you to understand yourself more better in terms of what lies below your emotions. So when you get angry, why you get angry? When you get happy, why you are happy? So that's the basically discussion all about. If you really want to have detailed discussion, you need to really get into a MBTI expert and who can possibly do a step 2 questionnaire testing with you and then tell you about what your exact personality is. Now this particular instrument actually is used by millions of people worldwide. It's used in business, is used for developing people in companies, is used by the marriage counselors, is used by the career counselors. It's got a wide applications all over the world. And it is because it really talks about something which we are born with, certain characteristics, certain preferences we are born with, which really helps us understanding what lies behind or below the emotions, which affects our behaviors and therefore affect our perception. And that is where I thought I'll conclude it. You have been a great audience. Now, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer, please.
We are still in that process only, not able to understand what we are.
Okay.
Anil, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, in fact, I have two questions. First question is in the first dichotomy. After deliberation, I thought that I am not exactly type 3 or 4. It is sometimes 3, sometimes 4. The second question is, you see, at birth, similar to this, as related to our culture, is something which is many people don't believe today, is the matchmaking. Like you are supposed to have 32 or 36 gunas which are at birth, and then when horoscopes are matched, it is indicative whether a match will be harmonious and successful or conflicting. It may still be successful, but so I think this scientifically tends towards that. What's your say?
Well, I don't understand much about the horoscopes and all that, but I think instead of horoscope, if you sat with the MBTI, you might find a better match.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even
because you need to figure out whether my please go ahead.
I have to add on one thing. Okay. See, even I'm conducting such kind of personality test. Okay, for my students. Okay, to understand like which career would be best suitable for him or her. Okay, so I was able to relate. Okay, it depends. Like how you can use such kind of psychometric test, different profiles, right? So this is very useful tool. Okay, wherein we can always try to match up to the level. Okay, where he or she is fit.
I think in this, if you have the preferences of husband and wife similar, then there's a good possibility that this match will be better. Because if you have extrovert wife and introvert husband, you're going to be in trouble, because wife will always pull you outside your home, and you will be always wanting to keep with yourself. So that conflict always will happen.
Right.
And similarly, on every other preference, it will be the same.
Okay, Anil, this is Ajay Resali here.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can.
My heartiest compliments, Anil. Your difficult subject in a very candid and very easily.
Raju, you're not audible.
Yes. So you're sitting in US, so it's difficult to hear.
It's not the distance. I can hear everybody else better.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
better.
You, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Anil, what I was saying was, you see, in your Anil, what I was saying was, it is a great presentation. It's a very difficult topic. You see, probably the influences of the emotional quotient EQ, like self-awareness and self-regulation, control and persuasiveness, probably some of these would have been brought about on your present. Probably that may have made it a little more richer. That's what I can make out, because my book on 10 quotients is just about to be published. One of the quotient being the emotional IQ, other being the other ones, spiritual quotient and temporal quotient and intellectual quotient, so on. But in this particular topic, the emotional quotient, probably you may like to, dwell upon it subsequently. That's what I feel. But I'll fall a little positive.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Actually, input. Thank you very much for appreciating. Actually, the presentation continues with emotional intelligence. So next time, if you have time, I'll take you through
Okay,
emotional
okay,
intelligence. Actually,
okay.
this is actually the next slide is only emotional intelligence.
Okay, great.
And whatever topics you brought in,
No, but
actually,
the intertwining of emotional intelligence, see, with your the personality, because the things like emotional intelligence, your IQ, your passion quotient, all find the personality.
yeah.
So,
So, but
your
for
MBTI,
this is very okay. Yeah, sorry.
please. So your led to framework under the MBTI, where you are
Yes.
defining each kind of personality. So what I'm saying is each kind of personality has a certain correlationship with the attribute of an emotional quotient. Probably that may be comprehension, maybe little, but that's what I thought.
Yeah, so basically the MBTI talks about the personality types. Now, they don't loudly speak the way I kind of calibrated the whole thing for you. Because under each behavior or perception is a behavior. Below the behavior, there is an emotion. Below the emotion is a preference. Now, this MBTI will not talk to you. I just kind of calibrated for the this particular session. Now, in the emotional intelligence, the first thing which I need to understand is what is the why do I have the emotion, or this emotion? Why do I have? So I need to understand the emotion first. And from here, if you understand from MBTI why that emotion is there with you, then you can manage the emotions, which is the second part of the emotional intelligence. And third part, of course, is how do you manage the social intelligence.
That is
And
social
therefore,
quotient.
after
Yeah,
a social
you are right.
quotient. So there are
Yeah.
three parts. So knowing the emotions will come from MBTI and many other things. So this is a series of lectures which I have developed. It possibly might take, this I conducted for about 3 hour session, which we had to crunch to about 45 minutes.
Wonderful.
Otherwise, it is
Wonderful.
much more interesting.
Okay, Anil, thanks.
Because
I'll take it offline with you as well, right?
thank you very much, Taj.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anil. It was a good presentation.
Thank you so
Anil.
much. Thanks for the appreciation.
Anil.
Yeah.
Had it been 3 hour session, we would have to sign our check by left-handed.
you can always sign the check whatever hand you want to.
Thank you, Anil. This was a very, very good session and look forward to many more.
Thank you, Sampath.
Any other questions, please?
No, thank you, Yogesh and Tambe. Keep up the good work. Carry on. And please decide about, especially from people in US, UK, whether the get together is there or not.
We are working on that, sir. We are keeping a close eye on that, and well in time we will be communicating the development of that.
So
Anil, I have one doubt. Anil,
Yeah, please. Yes, please.
one thing I want to ask. After accidents only we analyze everything.
Mhm.
And the problems which a person has, can training and development solve all this, overcome all these problems?
I think if you are able to, it's not training, and really training will not, training in the classical sense of, let's say one class, one session, two session, it doesn't work. It requires a constant coaching or mentoring.
Right.
Actually, I am right now coaching for almost last 2 months about 100 people on how to do a virtual presentation.
Oh,
Now that's the coaching. That's not training. I would have done it in one session and said, okay, it's gone. But now to train them as to how to present themselves, how they should look, and you have to constantly monitor them in performing on screen. Now, if you do that, I think they have not just changed, but they are actually changed to so much extent. Now they are really finding it so different. Now if they look at what they were doing the beginning of the presentation and possibly now after 2 months, it's a huge change in them. Now, if
coaching
you
is the
do
solution.
this coaching, if you do personal coaching, then I think all these problems will be solved. Okay, other thing on the emotional quotient is about how do you manage your emotions. And Yogesh, I was talking to you about the mindfulness meditation. That's one big technique which is used for controlling your emotions, managing your emotions. Because if you are able to manage your emotions, then you can definitely be a much better person, professional, husband, wife, whatever, a relationship or whatever it is. Because you should know your emotions, and if you are able to manage the emotions, management of emotions can happen through meditative practices.
Thank you. Clear.
So next time when you have 45 minutes or so with you, I'll possibly take you through the meditation itself, complete.
It's booked.
Surely,
It's booked.
surely.
Don't worry, it's booked. With left hand sign check. It is.
Right.
So I teach a lot of people how to deliver, speeches, how to reduce the speed of their speech, how to kind of improve their voice. A lot of things which I coach people on.
Great.
Good. Thank you, Anil.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
All the participants. Thank you. Thanks a lot. It was
Thanks
a very
all.
wonderful
Thank you.
session. Yeah.
Yeah, positive.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Presentation is over.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Yes.
If we are towards the end of the session, I just would like to ask Anil Shende sir, when can I hear that "Iska Naam Hai Jeevan Dhara" song from you?
We'll have a live session very soon. Okay.
We can have it.
Also for
We can have it
That
now.
can be
We
a-
can have it live now.
That can be a 3-hour program, live program on Zoom.
Song can be for 7-8 minutes. So you can actually perform it live.
Yeah, but with the music next time. Okay.
Okay.
With vocal,
All right,
with
guys.
vocal we can have now. With vocal we can have now. Just one para.
Thank you. Thank
One
you.
stank.
People will get disturbed. Okay, anyway, next time we'll plan.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Yogesh and
Yeah.
Shashikant, I must
Yes,
really
sir.
thank you for making this session for 1 hour, which you remember I had requested in the beginning.
Yes.
So it has been more meaningful and more interactive in nature. I'm really grateful for
Yeah.
showing
Yeah.
that passion and keeping it conducting clarity. Thank you both of you. Thanks,
It's
and
our
thank you
pleasure,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great, Sampath. Nice to see all of you again.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
See you.
thank you, everyone.
Chalo, take care. Bye.